And what were they? I mean, I've always wondered. I mean, but that's like a thing I wonder, but then I don't want to know, you know? And you're in the chat just great. He said, which is another thing that I would ask. Because this is thick and something that I don't understand why the supporters don't look at. The name that she named her daughter, not only was it after a place that they lived, and also apparently what's her face's dog is also called that. But that was the daughter that she had said in her book, which is interesting because it's also a different story than what I originally book you were talking about in the second book. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to listen to what GRAPE. Their daughter at a certain age, and in her book, when you read again, I haven't read it. I just listened to people. I'm trying to listen to what they're saying on this live. That was her cutoff. That she couldn't. You know, she broke up with him, but then as a good submissive, she went back. Hey, that to me is a total BS lie. And that is a sick thing. And she did it because people knew that is what she said. So she tried to. Y'all, I am so excited that I finally got Sherry Frankie's book. I am so excited to start reading this. I don't know if you all are avid readers like I am. I read a lot. Like last year, I think I read like 50 books. So this year, I definitely want to stay on track with about 50 books. So we'll see if we can, do 50 books together. Last year I read a lot of like self-help books and like manifestation and different things like that. So it'll be interesting to have like different books this year. I'm actually really excited for this one because we know that we actually don't know a lot about what Sherry Frankie actually experienced. We only know what the younger kids experienced. So I'm really interested to read this book after we get done with our last one. But the back of the book, I'm just going to go into it a little bit. The back of the book says, I actually don't remember the exact moment when the cameras first started rolling. All I know is that one day we were just a regular family going about our lives. The next, there was a janky camera constantly pointed in our direction, documenting our every move for the consumption of strangers on the internet. As the numbers climbed, a nagging thought kept creeping into my mind. Surely at some point people will get bored of this. Surely one day this would all end. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, Trudy. Would all end and our lives will go back to normal. Little did I know then that normal was a luxury we had already left far behind. So I can already tell that this is going to be a much deeper book than what we got with Gypsy Rose. Like, I can already tell. It smells good. It smells like fresh, clean pages. So I'm excited about that. There is my poor dog, y'all. I took him to get his teeth cleaned today, and he's still recovering from the anesthesia. This poor guy, he was like trying to stand up and he couldn't even move. Yeah, I feel like this book is going to be a lot deeper, more in depth, like really riveting and giving us information about what she actually experienced and like little details like that. I feel bad for him, so I don't want to make him move. Is there book PG-13? You know what? I didn't look.
I didn't look to see if it was PG-13 or not, but I'm going to say that I think it is. It's a long book too. There's like 50 chapters in it. Like, it's a big book. So we're going to be reading this one for a while. No, it's not going to be anything like Gypsy's book. Like, not at all. I can already tell just from that small little snippet that it's going to be definitely a lot more in depth. And we're going to get a lot of details in this book as far as like what she actually went through and how it affected her. I think that that's what Gypsy's book was missing, and I hope she's not listening, but I think it's missing like, in order to convey a message about things that you've been through, it's kind of important for you to talk about how I'm reading a book called Will I Ever Be Good Enough, but we're talking about Sherry Frankie's book that I just got. In order for this book, The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie, this is what I'm going to be doing next after we finish the book that I'm doing now. What was I saying? Sorry, I get distracted. Whenever you go through something, in order for you to be able to convey the message to the reader, you have to kind of be able to go through, like, step by step what your mind was thinking, how you were responding, and kind of like taking the reader along with you. Thank you for liking the live. And kind of taking the reader along with you. And I feel like that's what her book lacked. It wasn't like a journey through her experiences. It was more along the lines of, this is what happened and let's move on to the next thing. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of emotion and passion or excitement. Like, it would have been nice to hear about some of these good times that Gypsy had with her mother, like those trips to Disney whenever she was talking to the police officer in the interrogation. Like, stories like that, I feel like would have made more of a connection with the reader if she had added some of those aspects into her book. But because she didn't, it just seemed really flat. Oh, I can assure you that she's going to get ideas from Sherry Frankie's book. Next thing you know, I'll be reading Sherry Frankie's book and she'll be like taking notes to see, what she needs to say. Everybody start tapping the screen, hit the like button. That really helps me so much. Hey, Susan. Hey, Renee. So, oh my gosh, you guys, the sneak peek, if you have not watched the sneak peek yet, let's go ahead, and if we don't get to the book tonight, that's okay. But I do want to have a conversation about this situation with the life after lockup and all of that, because I feel like there was a lot left out, and they're trying to make us think a certain way, but I feel like they're being deceptive in excuse me. I feel like they're being deceptive in the sneak peeks. Thank you. Make sure you're clicking the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Lifetime one, and then I'll go to Renee's if you haven't already seen it.
States that if a child is conceived within a marriage, the husband is the presumed father of that child.
I wish that she had gotten through this divorce process before this happened.
I'm labeled a loose woman, a hoe. I've already seen comments online of people saying that it should have been a condition of my parole to get my tubes tied. The test is less for the public and more for Ryan to say, hey, dude, you're not the father.
Watch your face.
Accept it and move on.
So I can
Louisiana,
definitely say that I was one of those people who said that I felt like she should have been not allowed to have children, should have had gotten her tubes tied. I will be the first one to admit that if she heard that, it might have come out of my mouth, because I feel like I did say something like that. Just because of everything that she has gone through, even if you take out all of the Munchausen by proxy, all of that abuse, the psychological abuse alone, and all of that, like, she has not done anything to work on that aspect of correcting her life. Therefore, all of that trauma is going to get passed down onto her daughter. Oh, Marilyn says Gypsy did talk about writing another nonfiction, someone else's story, but her name on the book. That's basically what she already did. Hey, Miss Anonymous. Hey, Patience. That's basically what she already did. What she did was she took a bunch of people's stories and put them into her own, because somebody, now I don't read VC Andrews novels. We might have to start, because somebody was saying that a lot of Gypsy's stories have come from VC Andrews books, and she's basically stealing the stories from in those books and claiming them as hers. Hey, Shorty Pie. VV Andrew, not VC. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Somebody said that that's where she's getting all of her information from for her, like, storylines, for all the things that she's supposedly gone through. She's definitely taking from other prisoners' stories too. I believe, Marilyn, can you send me that video? I believe that she said that she went to group therapy whenever she was in prison. And I thank you so much, Donna. And I believe that her going to group therapy was a way for her to listen to other people's stories and use those stories as her own. I feel like it wasn't done in order to benefit herself and her own mental health. It was like research, so that she could take other people's stories and kind of mimic the emotions when they were talking about it, because Gypsy does not have real emotions like we do. She doesn't feel things in the way, oh my gosh, Renee, thank you so much. She doesn't feel things in the way that we do. And so like I said about her book, when she's telling a story in her book, there's no connection there, because she doesn't know how to connect to her readers. That's why it's flat. And it's not only in the book, it's in interviews and everything as well. Everything is just matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fucking grocery list that she's checking off all the boxes, making sure she's saying this, this, and this in order to, sell the story or whatever, but there's not really any emotion or feeling or depth or warmth or fear or sadness or anything behind anything that she says. Now, this next video, you can see her getting a little bit teary-eyed. Hold on. And I thought that
There's
it was
a new documentary on the Frankie family that will be available in February.
Hold on, let me find it. Okay, here it is.
I recorded this scene.
And I thought it was interesting that she showed emotion in this video. And this was the first time that I had ever really seen her show any emotion at all in regards to anything that she says. Like, sometimes whenever I talk about things that I've experienced, it's hard for me to vocalize it without like falling to tears. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just so hard to talk about. And you never have seen her do anything like that. Like, she's never had a hard time talking about anything. It's like I said, it's like she's reading off a fucking grocery list. She's not actually experiencing it through telling it again, but she did here, and this was the first time that I've ever seen her be emotional about something.
Peak of season 2 of Gypsy Rose's life after lockup. Here's the second half of it because we've already seen the first half.
Sharing my story of the beginning of motherhood is very important because I have something to prove. I have to prove that I'm going to be a better mother than what my mother was.
Hey, Cherie. Hey, Butterfly.
Me too. I hope that they do not rush a marriage. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you need to get married.
When we were married before the baby was born, that changed anything?
We are in a stressful situation. You know, with us being in the public eye, us being new parents.
I just didn't think we needed couples therapy.
There are times that I feel really guilty.
Do you hear that?
Just because, like, I know there's been a lot of change for him.
You see how she got choked up there? How she was actually feeling what it was that she was saying. She's never, ever done that in any interview when she's talking about her mother. Ever. And to me, that speaks volumes about her character. Like, she's so concerned about, you couldn't hear. Okay, let me try to get it a little closer to the microphone.
You know, with us being in the public eye, us being new parents.
I just didn't think we needed couples therapy.
There are times that I feel really guilty. Just because, like, I know there's been a lot of change for him. So I told him I don't want him to stay because of the baby. I want him to want this relationship to work. I'll have the paperwork for you to sign this week, meaning the divorce will be final soon.
Okay. You know, my boss will miss me. You know, not only my wife will miss me. Here's what's hard.
Thank you for sharing, Mel. Thank you, Susan, for liking the live.
My fears and challenges has everything to do about getting through growth successfully. There's a lot stacked against me. A lot of people want to see me fail. So I deal with people reporting me to my PO, telling my officer lies about me. Let my baby be born in the world. I don't want her to be born in captivity. I honestly feel like I was 10 years in the last year. All I can say is let me prove you wrong.
Gypsy Rose, life after lock.
Okay. So what she was saying in that clip when she got emotional is she was saying that she doesn't want Ken to feel like he is stuck with her and that that's the only reason why they are together. Like he actually wants she actually wants Ken to want to be with her. And she got choked up when saying that. So it's obviously something that she was emotional about. She was feeling emotional. She was feeling concerned. She was feeling those things. And we were able to see that. For even 1 second, we were able to see that. But she's never done any of that when it comes to feeling sadness or sorrow or anything for her mom or Nicholas or Ryan or anyone else for that matter. So for me, it's interesting. Why him? What is so great about Ken that she is like so emotional and attached to him? Like, what's so great about him? Oh, she's definitely worried that he's going to leave her. Oh, for sure. If he hasn't already left, she's definitely concerned that he is going to leave. And so they showed the clip from Lifetime where they were walking into the laboratory to get the DNA test. And I made a video, and if you haven't already watched it, what I said in the video was not to correlate the DNA test that Gypsy showed us on her Instagram to that situation that they're showing us on TV. I have a feeling that what happened was that Gypsy and Ken and Ryan all went to that same facility to get tested, and those are not the same results that Gypsy did early on. I think that those results are different, and that that could potentially be the reason why if Ken has left, that's part of the reason why Ken has left. Ken does need to keep a close eye on the baby, for sure. Paula, she's done a lot of mirroring other people's emotions when it comes to the stories that she tells. Unfortunately, because they're not her stories, the emotions always fall flat. It doesn't ever feel like she's actually having those emotions, if that makes sense. To me, it feels like she's just telling a story, not like she's actually experiencing what she's saying. And I think that the reason for that is because they're not actually her stories. Yes, it's very rehearsed. Like, she's able to memorize things very well, but she's not able to put any real thought or feeling behind the things that she memorizes. I need to pull my hair back if I want to do that, because it's like stopping. My poor dog. He went and got his teeth cleaned today, and you can definitely tell he's like out of it still. Poor guy. Your mom is a sociopath and she's the same way? Yes, with memorizing things. Because not everybody has the gift of memorization, but I think Gypsy's very good at memorizing things. She's just not very good at expressing those emotions. Okay, I forgot about that. You're right. I forgot about that. Okay, so I can't tell which side it's supposed to be on. So let's just pause for a second on that. Even if Ryan did find out about the paternity test, it could still be that Gypsy and Ken went to take that paternity test, and it could still mean that it doesn't have anything to do with the one that she's already given us the results to. I'm just saying, don't count it out. Don't count it out, because anything is possible. And I feel like they were trying to create a little bit of a storyline there, but since we've already seen the results, it was almost like they were trying to tell us that that testing lab is the reason for those results. But I have a feeling it's not. Nothing is ever as it appears with Gypsy, ever. So even if it looks like it's smoke coming out of a gas can, it's probably not smoke coming out of a gas can. That's all I'm saying, is that we need to be mindful that they're going to try to spin the story in whatever way they can to get viewers. Why would they show us that when we've already seen the paternity test on Gypsy's Instagram? That's basically like telling us, don't watch the show. We already gave you everything that you wanted, because everybody wants to know who the baby daddy is. They know that. They're not stupid. That's why they're leaving that as like a cliffhanger. She doesn't. And I listened to parts of her audiobook now, because I bought the actual physical book because I didn't want to listen to her for hours reading a book. But I listened to some clips, and you can tell in some of those clips where she's reading that she's like laughing in a way as she's reading some of these horrific things. Hey girl, some of these horrific things that she's supposed to be talking about. It's weird. I think Ken knew that Gypsy wanted to get pregnant. I think he's known since they were in prison, since she was in prison. Because let's just set the stage for a minute. Hey, girl. Yes, if she really went through it all, she would not be laughing. But let's set the stage for a minute. Let's just pretend that you are in prison and you and a guy are riding back and forth. What kind of relationship are you going to have where you're talking about having a child together? You're fucking in prison. Like, how does that even make sense that you're talking about having children when you're sitting in a jail cell? Oh. They're not bangs. I have my hair pulled back because I've got that massager on. So I had it pulled back in a thing, in a clip. So yeah, I guess it does look like I have bangs. That's so funny. I think the fascination with being pregnant is to prove to her mother that and to herself that she is a normal person. I think that because she has been sick for so long and her entire life has been, I didn't get offended. And her entire life has been surrounded by, being the sick kid. I think that her wanting to get pregnant was a way for her to say, I can be normal just like every other woman. I don't have to be defined by this illness, and I can still have kids. I can still have a family. I can still get married regardless of my chromosome disorder. I think that she was trying to prove to herself and to her mother that she was able to do it. It's a heat massager. Yeah. I don't trust the results either. And that's why I said, don't correlate the results just because you saw them walk into a lab. Those could be two completely separate things and two completely isolated events and not joined together. Because I have a feeling that the reason why Ken and Gypsy aren't together is because they probably know that that baby is Ryan's. If the child has the disorder, Gypsy's going to have a very, very long journey. Very long journey ahead. She has absolutely no idea the sacrifice that her mother went through in order to make sure that she got the care she needed. Like, literally, she has no idea. She's very immature. She's emotionally immature, physically immature, mentally immature. You think it's the lawyer's child? Wouldn't that be something? I don't think Gypsy's ever going to be trusted with anything either. Because she's not an honest person. I mean, that's just the facts. Like, she's not honest about literally anything. Everything that she does is questioned because she's such a pathological liar. Like, I don't know about you, but it would really bother me if nobody could trust what I was saying because they're so used to me lying to them about everything. Like, that would really bother me. But to her, it's like no big deal. I hope the baby doesn't have the microdeletion, but if the baby does, it's going to be really eye-opening for Gypsy. And I think that she's going to have to finally accept that the reason why her mother was taking her to all those doctor's appointments was because of her chromosome deletion, not because her mother was mentally ill. Maybe her mother was mentally ill a little bit, right? We all have a little bit of mental illness. And I'm sure that being cooped up in the house with Gypsy all day was not helpful in her own mental stability. But I don't think that her mother was so sick that she was making Gypsy sick. That's not, there's no evidence to that. There's no evidence that she was making her daughter ill. All the evidence points to actual sicknesses that Gypsy had. Yeah. I have a feeling that that it is Ryan's baby and that the reason why her and Ken aren't together anymore is because they all went and took paternity tests and found out that Ken was not the father. And that's what they're going to show us on the show. Because why would they tease the DNA test when Gypsy posted the results already? It's basically like saying, okay, everyone was curious about it on social media, so here we are giving you the answer right at the very beginning. That means nobody's going to watch the show. No, there's more behind that. Hey, Jamie. This massager works really well. Hey, Buffy. That's also a possibility too, Buffy, that she was, hey girl, that she was cheating on Ryan while she was still, with Ryan, that she was cheating with Ken while she was still with Ryan weeks before, I guess, weeks before she ended up leaving Ryan. Possibly whenever she went to her family's house and she didn't let Ryan go with, it's possible that that's when it happened. I can give you the link for this one ASAP if you want. The timeline puts it at end of February, beginning of March for conception, not end of April, beginning of May, like she was trying to tell everyone. Yes, I remember that in one of the documentaries. She said that she called Ken on her wedding day, hoping that he would tell her not to get married. And basically, he didn't. And that's the reason why she did it. I don't think she ever really cared about Ryan. I don't, in the same way that I don't think that she ever really cared about Nick. I think that both of them were being used for a purpose. And once she got what she wanted out of both of them, she was done with them. I think so too, Missouri. I think Gypsy was definitely the one abusing Dee Dee for sure. Oh, yeah, she groomed Ryan as well. That's why he's basically so like kissing her ass still. Like, come on. This woman cheated on you on national television and then went on to say that everything that she said about how much she cared about you was a lie. And she basically admitted to using him, and he still hasn't like flipped on her. It's kind of annoying. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you for liking the live. Yeah, it's so annoying to hear him talk about, how that's his wife, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, nobody's asking you to talk shit about her. We're not asking you to talk shit. What we're asking you to do, thank you, Jamie. What we're asking you to do is be honest about what it was that you experienced. Stop protecting her feelings and be honest about what it was that you went through. I don't understand why he feels like he needs to protect her feelings. She certainly hasn't done him any favors, like no favors. She's been really incredibly rude, and I don't even know what words to use as it relates to how she's treated Ryan. Yeah, it's really obvious that she didn't care about him at all. He doesn't want to admit that, and I can't understand why he doesn't want to admit that. Yes. Thank you, Ocean Kiss. Thank you for coming and hanging out. There's no stamp on the notary of what? Paula, what are you talking about? What did I miss? Ryan was always a means to an end. I'll put it, I'll add it to my stories or to my page so everybody can get one. It's got a little bit of heat to it. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Sometimes I need it right here on my neck, but you can use it anywhere. You can sit down and have it massaging your legs or your back or your arms. Any spot that's, like this wide as your neck. Exactly. She totally disrespected him. She treated him like shit, and she used him, abused him, and then discarded him and threw him in the trash. Yeah, they were both a means to an end. She needed them for something. She didn't care about who they were as a person. She didn't really want to be with either one of them. She just used them to get what it was that she wanted. I don't know how. So maybe I do. Maybe I do understand how she's able to get these men to fall for her. I think it's more or less that she portrays this helpless victim, and that they need to kind of save her. So, in an essence, they feel like they are doing her a favor, or they're coming to her rescue, and they're being like her knight in shining armor or whatever. So I think that might be like the hold that she has over them. Oh, on the DNA results. Yeah. I see a lot of narcissistic behaviors with Gypsy. A lot. It's a very strong manipulation tactic. So part of what she does is she mirrors the person that she wants to connect with, so it's easier for her to manipulate them. And I think that she pretends to be a victim so well, that because she's been playing a victim role her entire life, so she knows how to play that role. You know what I'm saying? She knows how to play that role, and she knows how to prey on people's sympathies. So once she understands like what your weakness is, she's going to prey on your weakness so that she's able to manipulate you even further. Wouldn't that be something, Ocean Kiss, if they had to switch roles for a week? I think Ryan is starting to come to terms with what's going on. Thank you, Violet. Violet, I mentioned that in my video. She has absolutely no idea what her mom had gone through taking care of her, and she's never going to be able to supersede the care that her mother gave to her. And she's not going to be able to give that same care to her daughter. It's just not going to happen, because she's not the type of person who is giving and caring and nurturing like her mother was, you know? Oh, yeah, the Ruby video where she's talking about, I'll use the one card that I have against you, Gypsy. This massager really helps. So I went to get a massage yesterday, but I still felt really tight in my neck. So I figured that I would use it again today. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get a little bit more rest. Like, I did have work tomorrow, but everybody needed to reschedule. I think everybody's still recovering from the holidays, like financially. So the dogs get pushed back a little bit, which kind of sucks. I need the money, but not really need, but want the money. I didn't watch Ryan's live last night. I saw it as I was getting off, and I didn't get to stay and watch anything that he said, but I'm sure he was a simp, just like he always is, always making excuses for her. And it's like, at what point, hey, lady, at what point are you going to hold her accountable for her actions and what she did to you? Like, come on. Stop enabling her. Everyone around her enables her. And you can tell that Ken does too. They all just enable her to do whatever it is that she wants to do. Nobody is making her take responsibility. Oh yeah, I know he's still under contract until the show airs. He's no longer under contract anymore after the show airs. That's the thing. She's able to pretend like she is a good person. Ryan didn't get to see her for who she really was because they were only actually together for what, a month and a half? I believe that Patience. That Patience says that Natasha Cooper said that Gypsy was the one who put those words on her mom's rear, and I believe that. I always believed it was her hands because her hands are much smaller than Nicholas's. Obviously, I think there was like a V on her bottom. Hey y'all. Hey Mandolin. Prison definitely made her worse, Louise. So much worse. Like, if we thought she was a good con artist before she went to prison, she's definitely a much better con artist now. People go to prison to get more educated on how to commit crimes better. Not they do learn how to reform if they want to, but there's so much negative education there that if you wanted to learn how to smuggle drugs, you could learn how to do that in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of information there that you can use to become a better criminal. I think Ken is starting to see her bad side. I think he's starting. It's weird that whenever Ryan was on live and somebody asked him had he watched her documentaries, he said no, or maybe they asked if he had watched her interrogation and he said no. And it's like, why would you not watch that? Why would you not take the time? This is the person that you have in your home that you are sleeping beside. Why would you ignore who that person and what their past is? Like, why would you ignore that? They won't. It's really kind of frustrating because in my mind, if now I would never date or go out with a schmurderer, but if I did, I would definitely want to know, like, what was he in prison for? I would listen to the interrogation. I wouldn't just trust this person at their word. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I don't understand why everyone just trusts her at her word when she has proven time and time again that her word is shit. All she does is lie. Right, the future mother of your child, and you won't watch her interrogation? There's really no telling what she did in that room when Nick wasn't in there watching. Now, he said that. So somebody said that whenever they called the taxi, that Nicholas was sitting in the taxi for like 45 minutes before Gypsy came out. But the taxi driver said that they both got in the taxi together. So is it really true that she was in the house for 45 minutes while he was sitting in the taxi? Or did they come out together? Right? Like, which was it? There was a lot of BS in the Mommy Dead and Dearest documentary. I don't think that there was a lot of truth in that documentary other than Gypsy saying that she's lied about everything, even to her attorney. I think that was the one true thing that she said. So he was outside on the porch while she was inside? That doesn't make sense. The warmth on this thing feels so good. I don't know how long you're supposed to use it for, but I'm going to use it for a while. That does not make any sense, though. Why would he have just gone outside and left her inside by herself? What do I need to go back and watch? I feel like I've seen everything 3 or 4 times, but if I have to, I will. Yeah, you're right, Kathleen. She did not try to help herself in prison. Thank you for sharing the live. Make sure you're double tapping the screen, you guys. The only reason why she got her GED in prison was because it was part of the conditions in order for her to get paroled. Like, she was not going to be able to get paroled if she did not get her GED. Thank you. Make sure you're double tapping the screen. Yeah, Mommy Dead and Dearest. Like, what? She accomplished basically the bare minimum. And then Nadatha said that while she was in prison, she was taking mental health medication. And in order to take mental health medication, you would have had to have seen a like a mental health doctor in order to take mental health medication. So she did see a therapist. Very true. Jamie says it baffles me that Todd and Julie Chrisley got more time than Gypsy Rose. And they needed Mike Stanfield. They needed Mike Stanfield. Right, Mandolin. Mandolin says, I've never watched a docu-series and thought I want to meet that person. Me either. That would be like me watching Marilyn Manson or Ted Bundy and being like, oh my God, I'm going to write to Ted Bundy. I bet he's so cool. Like, what? He's a fucking killer. No. I think that that's what Lifetime is starting to realize, that she has no marketable skills and that there's nothing that they can do to market the show in a way for people to get them to watch. So they have produced trash. And the same thing with Melissa Moore. Melissa Moore had all these plans on what she thought her and Gypsy were going to do whenever Gypsy got out of prison. But the only thing that she's done is create chaos, drama, and stress in everyone's life. I think after another year, it's going to be really hard for her to get money from anyone in the public. But I also believe that by the time, thank you. I also believe by the time May comes around, she's going to be pregnant again. Hey.
Is that Walgreens right there? Or is that CVS?
No, that's Walgreens.
Should I go to Walgreens or CVS?
What do you need to get?
Eye drops, the spray for my hair, maybe a notebook if they have it, but if they don't, really don't care.
I think Walgreens is fine.
Okay.
Are you still taking your lung detox pills?
Yeah.
Is your throat hurting?
No.
Oh, okay. This is my daughter. Oh my gosh, Jamie, what shirts? I have got to see that. They like have her face on it. Does it say Queen or Slay or something like that? I have a hard time spelling psychiatrist as well. It's spelled so weird. Please tell me people are not making t-shirts. What do they say? And Renee says, I think once we know who the daddy is, her following will fall off. And I think that you're right. And I think that that's why they're trying to use this as a cliffhanger, because they want us to believe that those results are the results that Gypsy posted back in October. Those are not the same results. Girl, I love this thing. Those are not the same results. They're not. Not at all. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that, Patience. You're right. She did go 4 times in the video. And he followed that video exactly. I didn't even think about that. I had a massage yesterday, but my neck was still feeling kind of tense. I haven't checked, but within the last couple of days, I think that she's lost like 100,000. Let me look. I think she unblocked me.
Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you need to get married.
Nope. She did unblock me, and then she must have blocked me again. I can go into my my backup account. I don't really use a backup account, but oh wow, I can watch myself on live through my backup account. That's weird.
Ken also left his ex-girlfriend.
Okay, she's at 9.7. So I don't think that very many people have unfollowed. You hear him? He's like hacking up. I feel bad. He got his teeth cleaned. Can you hear him? I drink a lot of water. I've been trying to do massages like once a month. I need to do more than that. Uh-oh, my battery's low. Let me grab the charger. Hold on. My computer battery's going dead. There we go. Hey, buddy. Oh, you're getting sleepy. I know that feeling. You okay? You okay? You okay? You okay, buddy? I feel bad for him. From the anesthesia, they said that they gave him a little bit of food after he came out of anesthesia, and that he didn't get sick then. I mean, if he throws up, he throws up. You're okay, buddy. He's a good snuggle. He's a good buddy to snuggle with. It seems like he's trying to hack something up. He's been trying to do that for like the last couple of hours. Yeah, this is his first time because he's only 3. You okay, buddy? He is cute. I feel bad for him right now. I've never seen him like this. I've never seen him like this. He's so pitiful. Like he was trying to jump onto, like get up off of the bed to jump off, and he was stumbling around like he was drunk or something. So I didn't want him to fall and hurt himself, so I picked him up and I carried him. He's not really that big, to be honest. He's 60 pounds, and most standard poodles are way bigger than 60 pounds. Like I've seen male standard poodles that are close to 90. So he's a smaller standard. Let me go grab some wipes or something just in case. Good thing my other comforter's at the cleaners. I can always go pick it up if he throws up on this one. Thank you, Dare to Be Different. I do love my dog. Toys are smaller. Toys are usually like under 10 pounds. Or Yeah, under 10 pounds. And then they have the minis, and the minis can go from 15 pounds to 30 pounds. And then standards are 40 pounds and up. Let me go grab some wipes. I don't want him to move too much. You're okay, buddy. You stay there. You okay? I tried to give him some water earlier, but he didn't want it. He didn't want anything to drink. I haven't tried to give him any food because he hasn't really acted like he wanted any. He was really tired. Huskies are a lot of work. Oh my gosh. Huskies are a lot of work. She said it would probably take a full 24 hours for him to feel better. I gotta clean his butt. He smelled a little sour. I know people think I'm crazy because I wipe my dog's ass, but they probably didn't at the vet's office if he took a poop. And I always clean my dog's bottom. Just because. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. And he sleeps in my bed, so I want to make sure that he's clean. I'll pick that trash up in a minute. Yeah, you do too. I gotta clean my dog's butt. Like, I'm sorry, you're not getting up on my furniture if you don't have your butt clean. You don't have your feet clean. Like, not happening. Not happening. Oh my gosh, what did I miss, Louise? What's going on? What did I miss? So, does anybody know who's going to be streaming her stupid show and where we can watch it if we don't want to watch it through Lifetime? A Bad Therapist. Oh, aren't there? There's so many out there, especially men. Was he trying to like be sexual? Yeah, I understand that. I definitely don't want to watch. And I think if we watched it as a group, that would definitely not like bring up their ratings very much. I was going to start reading our book, but it's already a little after 8 and this next chapter is really long. So we might have to wait until tomorrow. Let me see how long this chapter is. Yeah, this chapter is like 15 pages, 20 pages. Actually, 22 pages. So it's kind of long. I think it would probably take me a couple of hours to read that chapter to everyone. So I think we should wait until tomorrow. Yeah, I think that that's a good idea. So if everyone wants to watch her show, but you guys don't want to give Lifetime the ratings and the viewership before it airs, we can all come up with a solution and maybe, create Sassy Missy can create a group or something, and we can all watch it in the group rather than, everyone streaming it individually, because the more people who watch the show, the more money she makes. Yeah, it's not starting until March. So we have quite a time to figure it out. Okay, then that's what we'll do. We'll create some kind of Sassy Missy and I will create some sort, or she can do it on her own. We can do it like a Facebook group, and we can stream it in the Facebook group. And then everyone can get an invite to the group or find the group. That way we can all watch it together as a collective and talk about it as a collective without everyone having to pay. I know last season I actually paid for the show. Like I had to pay for the show. So what I did was I think I bought it off of YouTube, and whenever it came on, I could stream it on YouTube and watch it as it was playing. Can you hear him? He sounds like he's hacking up. He hasn't wanted to get anything to drink. I feel terrible. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have the app. I don't have the Lifetime app. Thank you so much. Thank you, Vibes. I've been working. The holidays is crazy for dog groomers. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Kimber. I don't know if he's so big that I don't want to hurt him. Lifetime comes with your Hulu. I have Hulu and I don't have Lifetime. Maybe I should check. Oh my gosh, let me tell you about this. So I was looking at my Amazon subscriptions, and I went into my Amazon subscriptions and there were 5. And I was like, how do I have 5 Amazon subscriptions? I've been paying for Amazon Prime, Peacock, HBO Max, Audible, and for my Blink camera. And I was like, I don't remember signing up for HBO Max or for Peacock. I do know that I do listen to my Audible and I have my Blink. So I use those and I use my Amazon Prime, but the other two, I was like, I didn't sign up for that shit. And they refunded me almost $300 in fees. Okay, I'll download it and see. I don't have cable. Yeah, he's definitely struggling. He looks like he's drunk. Can you see him? He's nodding off. Oh, buddy. The TV app. I don't have Hulu Live. Maybe that's why. I only have the regular Hulu, not Hulu Live. Vibes, thank you so much for the gift. That was so sweet. You guys are so nice to send gifts and stuff. I appreciate that. So once I added up everything, because I have Hulu, and then I was paying for HBO Max, Peacock, I have Stars, and what's the other one? And another one, I added it up and it was all like $100. And I was like, that's a lot every month. Not to mention the Wi-Fi payment that I have, my like for my internet is over $100 too. Okay. Check it and let me know for sure, Sassy. And then mark your calendar for 310. No, he doesn't have anything in his ears because I just groomed him like 2 days ago and I checked inside his ears. He seems really drowsy. Like, can you see his head falling back and forth? He just seems really drowsy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He looks stoned. He hasn't eaten. He hasn't used the bathroom. He hasn't done anything since I went and picked him up, and it's been 3 hours since I picked him up at 5. Is that normal for you to cough after you've been under anesthesia? Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I mean, he sleeps with me, and I'm off tomorrow too, so that's probably a good thing that everyone needed to reschedule for tomorrow. That way, I'm able to, keep an eye on him. Because even when I'm not here, my son's here, and my son takes care of him, but he's a teenager. He doesn't know how to take care of a dog. Oh, yeah, you made some noise. You made some noise. She said that she gave me some discharge paperwork. I haven't even tried to look in his mouth to see how his teeth look because I'm sure his mouth hurts. So I haven't even looked in there to try to check. Yeah, I took him to get a teeth cleaning. He didn't have any teeth pulled or anything like that, just a cleaning because he's 3, and I figured he needed, to get his teeth cleaned, just like routine care. Yeah, they gave me pain meds. That's what I'm saying. They put dogs under for that. I saw a guy that worked with me, and he was like a Mexican dog groomer, like came from Mexico, and he straight cleaned like 2 different dogs' teeth without any anesthesia. Just like opened their mouth up and just started cleaning while in the grooming salon. In some salons, you like, depending on which state you're in, you're not allowed to offer that because it's considered medical care, and groomers aren't allowed to perform medical care. So he did get in trouble, but I mean, he was cleaning those teeth, and those dogs were awake. So I didn't think that they would need to put him under, but they did. I hope he's not grumpy. He's not usually a bad dog. Like, normally he's a really good dog. Really really calm, really quiet, very submissive, eager to please. So he's usually a pretty good boy. All right, you guys, let me get off here. Let me try to take him outside to use the bathroom at least. This is normally the time that he goes out to pee for the last time. So let me at least try to take him outside to do that. I might have to put a lead on him because he's been so sluggish that he hasn't really like walked a lot. You can see it in his eyes that he's like, I hope he feels better too. Thank you. I'll let you guys know tomorrow how he's doing. He still seems really out of it. But I don't think I would have wanted them to keep him any longer than 5. That was a long time. He was there since this morning at 8. So he was there for basically all day. They said he did good, but like I said, I'm sure they didn't comfort him and stuff like he would have gotten if I was there. Oh, buddy. All right, you guys, let me see y'all later. Love you. Thanks, Val.